Okay, but eventually you get out
Yep.
and you go on probation. And then about a year later in 2003, you're 24 years old, you are hanging out with someone and they get busted.
Yes.
What happens?
So they was doing instant credit, and basically I was there, and I should have never been there because I was supposed to been at home, and I wasn't gonna even reap no benefit anyway. But I just wanted to smoke some weed, and they offered me like, "Ride with me, girl. You can smoke it, everything." Well, I do that, and when I do that, basically, the people was suspicious of them doing fraud or whatever, the instant credit. They came out to the car when they was about to deliver the TV because it was a TV they was picking up. And when they went to the car, the police came as they was trying to put the TV in the car, for the person I was with. And the police was like, "Oh yeah, y'all here doing instant credit, using people information. Like, give me all your IDs." And I basically was trying to run off because I'm like, I ain't got shit to do with this. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just smoking some weed. But they like, "Yeah, you too." And then that's when basically they arrested all of us. And they was like, "Yeah, you the one who was driving the car with the ounce of weed." And I'm like, "No, I'm not. Like, I was not driving that car or whatever." But they was like, "You going down because you're on probation." And then we all went to jail.
Right. And this time around, you end up getting 16 months.
Yes, and I felt like an asshole. I'm like, I'm going to prison for being with the next person and they reap no benefit off of it and just had a dumbass ID in my purse.
Right, because you're on probation at the time, so you violated. Okay, so now you end up doing 13 months, but they give you a year and 4 months.
Yes.
Now, you're a mother at this point. You're getting separated from your son. At this point, does it kind of click like, all right, like, this is just not a good lifestyle for me to be in?
It wasn't about it click about the lifestyle. It was about no, I'm about to elevate, do something else. I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I made a vouch to myself. I ain't fuck with checks no more. Like, this is crazy. I ain't even get caught doing nothing. And like the last situation with my partner at the store when they ran up in my house because my car she was in. Like, I never got caught doing anything in the act. It's always somebody telling, and then it leads to my house, and they run it up in there finding, stolen stuff or information that leads to fraud, and that's how I go down. But at that time, I was just like, I'm not messing with checks no more. It's not for me.
Right, but the crime game in general, people tell. This is how it works. With everyone I've ever interviewed, someone's told on them, usually multiple times.
Exactly, but I never thought, to me, I wasn't really in the game. Like, I don't know, I'm not selling no drugs, so I knew I never wanted to sell no drugs. So I'm thinking like it's the paper game, and it's like nobody information. Like, I guess I was just like, I can't get caught, because to me it's like I'm putting my money in there, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, even though it's crime. But I'm not really looking at it like crime. I really look at it like, hey, this is a daily thing. I do this on my regular information, whatever. Who go tell how I'm gonna get caught?
Okay, so you get out in 2004. You're 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You're on parole for 3 years.
Yes.
Some people slow down at that point, get a regular job, but not Niesha.
Yeah, I had a job, but I never been at a job over 90 days, for real, for real.
Okay, so you get into a new game, which is the approval game.
Exactly.
Okay, break that down.
So basically, when I was in prison for that ID, and I was like vowed that I would never write checks. I'm up in there, and somebody come through like, "Oh yeah, I got 5 years. Like, you feel me? What's up?" I'm like, "I don't know what's up. I'm just trying to get up out of here." But they like, "Oh, okay. So what's your plans?" I'm like, "I don't know." But then these other chicks came through like, "Oh yeah, the game burned out." Because we would all be on the yard. They call it the yard, which is the prison yard where we could go outside and just chill, walk the track, work out, and just chop it up with different people that's in the prison. So they like, "It's burned out." So I'm like, "It's burned out." Like, I'm like, "What's burned out?" They like, "Yeah, the game burned out, the approval game," because we call it the approval game. I'm like, "Oh, nah." But in my mind, I'm like, bingo, this is what I'm supposed to do. It's my turn. They think it's burned out. Hey, they ain't doing it no more. I'm about to get in where I fit in. So I came up with that plot in prison.
Okay, so break down the approval game.
So basically, I was on the yard, and everybody used to be like, "It's 1:15," because I was in BSPW, which is in Chowchilla. And they used to be like, "You always out here. What you doing?" I'm like, "I'm thinking of a master plan." And they like, "What? In this hot ass weather? Like, you're crazy." But everybody started wanting to know, like, what was my master plan? I was like, "If you trying to be a part of it, then I'll let you know. But if not, I ain't telling you shit." They like, "Well, yeah, because we was thieves. We was tired of stealing. Yeah, we want to get down." So I'm like, "If y'all want to get down, come with a prepaid card and a passport picture. And they like, well, what's up? I said, you'll know what's up once you hit me, because I basically was getting out like in 2 months and they was getting out a month after me. So I was like, let me know it's real when you hit me and come with the stuff I told you to come with. And I ended up getting out, they ended up hitting me, and that's when I started, like, and it was a test run just with them.
Okay, so you have someone with a prepaid card
Yes.
and their actual government ID.
Yeah. Well, everything would be made up, the ID part.
Okay, so same thing. So an ID, real
Yeah.
ID, fake name.
Yeah.
And the prepaid card is with that fake name.
Yes.
Okay. Now, that prepaid card only has like $20 on it.
Exactly.
But you go in with a prepaid card and you say, I want to take out $10,000.
Correct.
In fact, $15,000, I guess, was the limit
Yeah.
that you guys could do.
That was
Okay.
me. Yeah, I'd be like, don't go over that amount. Or a lot of people like to stick with 5 or 8,000 because they didn't feel comfortable dealing with a manager for approval. But if I had somebody that was bold enough, they'd go up to 15,000 and get that at one time.
Okay, so they go into this bank with this $20 prepaid card and said, I want to take $15,000 out this card.
Exactly.
So the bank teller is like, no problem. Let me run it through.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. It's declined.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing. That's what you want them to think. Like, it's declining. So at that point, you'd be like, oh, can I call my bank and see what's going on? Maybe due to the large amount, I need to give my security information and my codes and shit, basically to get them to release the money. And the teller would be like, okay. And then basically once they look at the back of the card, they act like they call it the bank, but they'll call me.
Okay, and you had a 800 number?
No. I didn't have time to get an 800 number. Like, people ready to go today, I can't wait on getting the 800 number, because sometimes it take a couple of days to get that. So I just tell people, play the role. If you play the role, I got you. Don't focus on what they talking about. Focus on what I'm telling you.
Okay, so they're just calling your cell phone, basically.
Yeah, they'll call my cell phone. And basically, I just have a regular number. Like,
Okay, so I say, hello, my name is Vlad Lebovny, calling from Wells Fargo Bank. I have one of your clients here, Judy Watlow, and she's trying to take out $15,000, but it's been declined.
yeah. So I basically be like, hi, my name is like Lisa Smith. I'm with Won't Bank, whatever bank it is. And I'll be like, can you please read me the card number and the expiration date? And then actually when they get to that part, then I'll be like, okay, let me see what's going on with the information or whatever. And I'll just act like I'm typing on a keyboard or something. And I'll come back and bring my spiel. That's when it's time for me to drill it to get to the machine. So I'll be like, at this time, I just need to speak to the client basically to get some information from them, and then it's going to be clear. So I just get the person on the phone and act like I asked them for their social security number or something like that. And then I tell them to get the phone back to the teller. And once they do that, I tell the teller, okay, everything's clear now. I need you to go back to the terminal and run the card again. So they be like, okay. And I'm like, okay. So now when they get to the terminal, they be like, I'm here. So once they get over there, like, I would break down what I need them to do. So they'd be like, oh, well, can we swipe the card? And I'll be like, yeah, swipe the card. So sometimes they'll swipe it and it'll read, and sometimes it won't. But I just made them feel comfortable, so I just have them swipe it first, just so they can see, like, oh, she's going by some of the procedures, basically, so they'll feel comfortable doing what I need them to do. So once I have them swipe the card, they like, okay, now it's asking for this and that, and which would be like the street address, maybe the person ID number or something like that. My whole thing was to get them to the part where it asks for the approval code, which is the code that I had to give them to make the money go through.
So as long as you give them an approval code, they pop it in and then they hand over the money?
It goes through the terminal. So once they put that code in, they be like, okay, now it's telling me to move forward, like, and I'm like, okay, yeah, press enter. And then they'll press enter. And then once they press enter, it just pop up, the receipt will pop up for that 8,000, 15,000, whatever they asked for. And I just run it back like, okay, on the receipt, you see the approval code, whatever the code was. So I'm running that to them so they'll feel comfortable. Like, yeah, it is on the receipt. And I'll be like, also run me the reference number. You know, I need that for, you know, my proof that this transaction went through. And they'd give me that, and then it'd be good because they got the receipt. It went through the terminal. So they comfortable.
Well, I guess the part I don't understand is they just gave $15,000 from an account that has no money. Like, where where's the checks and balances at this point?
Well, they think you got the money on it. Like some people do have that kind of money in their checking account.
Well, yeah, I mean, people have way more than that, but there's never been a confirmation. Like they didn't check the balance or anything else like that. I guess like what they're taking all the risk.
Once they read it through the terminal and I told them what to do and that receipt printed out, it's like to them, like, if you're just a person working there, it's like, okay, it must have went through because I got the receipt in here in hand. I'm on the phone with the bank.
Right, but if the teller seems a little unsure, they call for the manager. The manager
so when the teller see unsure, sometimes they get suspicious. And when they get suspicious, they actually be like, oh, I need a manager approval. Some people, if they was comfortable, they'll wait for it to get a manager approval. Or some people be like, oh, no, I just go somewhere else because, like, I don't understand. It just went through and just try to get their stuff back because they basically scared. They don't know if they go call the police at this point and they don't feel comfortable staying in the bank any longer. But most of the time, the manager come and override it.
Okay, so you send this person to go with the fraudulent prepaid card. They come back with $15,000.
Yes.
What is your cut?
Half. I got half of everything. Yep.
Okay. They give you $7,500. They keep $7,500.
Yes.
You know, it's a pretty good deal for them, I guess.
Yeah. For a couple of minutes, they probably sit at bank no more than 5 minutes. With a manager approval, it might take like 10 minutes. And that's what some people get nervous because, like, I've been in the bank for 10 minutes and say, like, they've been in the bank for 30 minutes. But once they hit that cash at the counter and they leave out, they ready to go to the next place.
Okay, so now you start to build a crew of people that are doing this out of town.
Yes.
And you guys would go to big events like the World Series, All-Star Weekend, where everyone's spending money and everyone's in a hurry and so forth. And you guys just start cashing out state to state.
Yeah, state to state. It was like we was taking a worldwide trip on a game.
Okay. So then you meet a guy named Charles Barksdale.
Well, he was already my guy. Like, he was there when I basically was on the checks, when I got arrested for the checks and stuff. He was already my boyfriend then.
Okay. So, but once you get out, he gets involved in this scam as well.
No, he wasn't involved right away because he didn't know what I was doing because I'm the type, I keep my business to myself or whatever. But he was always supportive of what, I wanted to do. So when I did get out of prison, he heard I had the game, but we wasn't together because it was like, when I went to prison, I was just like, oh, I don't want to be with nobody. It come with too much and I got to, make sure I'm good in prison. I can't be focused on a relationship. But when he heard that I had the game, because like I said, I met the people in the yard, and when I came home, they had the prepaid card and the ID ready, and they started going, he started hearing in the streets like, oh, Niesha got the game. She out here and this and that doing big things. So he ended up hitting me up like, what you doing? Like, why you putting yourself on the front line like that? I'm like, because it's nothing. Because I'm thinking I'm behind the scene. Like, he like, man, the streets is talking. And he was like, basically, nah, I don't want you on the front line. I'll be on the front line, So make everybody go through me.
Well, the two of you had a son in 2006.
Yes.
Okay, now you have 2 kids.
Yes.
And he's the one that's going bank to bank sometimes?
What you mean going bank to bank?
Well, okay, so is Charles actually going to the bank and using the prepaid cards himself?
Oh, no, Charles never did none of that. No, he just basically wanted, like, say if somebody wanted to go, basically he like, don't be talking to the people directly, send them through me so they won't know who you are because you hot, like, in the streets. Everybody know you got this game, like, you putting yourself on the front line. And I was like, oh, that's a good idea. That's true. Everybody can't go through you. So I stopped basically dealing with the streets. And all the people that did want to get down, basically would go through him to get to me.
Right. So he was the face of it.
Yes.
Okay. Well, not only is he the face of this criminal organization, but he's also a rapper.
Yes. He was definitely a rapper. He was with Mac Dre, Thiz. They was one of the first rap groups that, you feel me? Thiz all day, Mob and Peace, Paradise to Mac Dre. And that he inspired me too a lot to be a boss, because I grew up basically around my baby daddy now, and he's rapping with Mac Dre, so I'm around them now, so I'm like, oh, they got this going on. When I get all this money over here, I tell my baby daddy, I'm gonna be your manager.
Okay, so he's got a company called Stupid Entertainment, LLC.
Yes.
And he puts out a song called Dollars in My Pocket.
Yeah.
Where he's bragging about all the illegal money he's making.
I mean, but he was making money, little money off rapping too, so
Yeah, but you know, it is what it is. Right. So, I mean, usually people that are doing illegal activities, they try to keep a low profile. But, you know, I mean, listen, I've been around BMF. They had billboards.
Yeah,
that said the world is BMF.
Well,
right?
that song that you talk about, I think that's actually his homeboy song. His claim to fame is This Dance. Can you do that this so dance?
Oh, okay.
And that song is just a
This
hyphy
Dance.
movement song.
Yeah, no, listen, I did the Ghost Ride My Whip documentary. I did the Mac Dre American Gangster episode.
Okay.
I'm real tight, yeah, with that whole crew. You know, I
So
never
that
got to meet
dollar,
Mac
I
Dre.
think you talk about dollar lots of paper. That was his homeboy. That's not his. Chuck B's is known for This Dance.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
Got it.